If it's happening in KCMO, it's on KCMO 95.7 FM. Here's Kevin Kietzman.
We begin today with Taylor Swift on the New Heights podcast with the Kelce boys. And something that was completely watchable, interesting, funny, entertaining. It was great to hear Taylor Swift make comments like, yeah, Travis thought he could just sneak backstage and meet me because he knew the elevator lady. That's the most Travis Kelce story I've ever heard. From someone who covered the locker room for many years, was around Travis Kelce for quite a while, quite some time. He was always just the affable, I think Travis is smart, but in his own sort of unique lane of smart. Like he's really smart about the things he needs to be smart about and doesn't really care about the rest of the world. I need some of that in me. I have one of my 3 children is like that. Like there's some intelligence there, but they know what they're smart at, they know what they like, and they just don't care about the rest of the world around them. I could probably use a little of that in my life, a little more balance, a little more forget that stuff. Don't let it bother you, just ignore it. Stick with what you know and like and don't worry about the rest, but I don't really have that in me. I think that's Travis Kelce, and I think some of that came out in the podcast, and I think she's obviously a highly intelligent, brilliant person, spectacular businesswoman, an absolute chameleon of a performer that has gone from child auditions to country music because it was the best on-ramp to the highway. She was very successful at that, said, I'm not getting boxed into this. I'm going to go do pop music, and started doing pop music. Then as she got older, her last album it wasn't suicidal music, but it was certainly reflective and dire and not for me. But I'm not a hater of her music. I hear a lot of her songs, and I'm not going to change the channel. Doesn't bother me if it comes on in a restaurant. I'm not that person. I am surrounded in my life with 2 people that are on opposite ends of the spectrum. My wife cannot stand Taylor Swift. She just annoys her as a woman. More than anything else, she thinks her songs are whiny and bitchy about men, and she doesn't like it. And she's never going to forgive her, I don't think. Although there may be a pathway for that. I'll share it with you in a moment. My daughter grew up on Taylor Swift and loves her. She had about a 3-year gap where she fell out of favor. About the time my daughter was a senior in high school and off to college, was like, okay, I'm a grown-up girl now. I'm going to college. I'm not a Taylor Swift fan anymore. But then it became okay to be an adult and like Taylor Swift, not just the girls. My daughter was of the very first generation of young Swiftie fans and has always been on board. So I've had a front row seat to this forever. I got tickets for her to see her at T-Mobile Center before she was playing stadiums. Taylor Swift's been a conversation piece around our house forever, it seems like. It must have been 2010 or sooner. And it's all good. I have nothing but good things to say about her as an artist, a business person, whatever. I believe in art. I believe she should make the music she wants. I can't respect her enough for buying back her own music, re-recording it, screwing over the industry moguls that went out to get her. But as I've watched this whole career, it's the most conservative Republican career I've ever seen. Everything that she does, the way she runs her business, the way it's all operated, like it's all in line. She hates the corporation. She hates the man. It's classic textbook small business operator builds $1 billion company. We love that about Taylor Swift. But she's had a few bad years. She said in a Netflix documentary that she regretted not blasting Donald Trump before the 2016 election. She got involved in politics about a year after that when Marsha Blackburn was running for Senate in Tennessee, who Taylor Swift said, Marsha Blackburn terrifies me because of her complete lack of support for all things for women. So this is a woman running for Senate, and Taylor Swift says she doesn't support women, that Marsha Blackburn doesn't. Specifically, women's issues, which is abortion, women's rights, which is abortion, LGBTQ+, which you can figure for yourself. And she referred to Marsha Blackburn as Trump in a wig, in a pejorative. She has not stopped. She's gone after Donald Trump. She said of Trump during the George Floyd riots, after stoking the fires of white supremacy and racism your entire presidency, you now have the nerve to feign moral superiority and threaten violence. When the looting starts, the shooting starts, with a question mark, we will vote you out in November. She sent that off to 280 million social media followers, an overwhelming majority of those are female, and a huge portion of them were not ready to vote yet. But come 2024, those girls that saw those tweets all those years were ready to vote. And Taylor Swift went out and in one day through social media set the record at vote.org for the number of people that signed up to vote. She got 32,000 people in one day to go sign up to vote. She tripled the record for 18-year-olds in the first hour. She also doubled the record for 18-year-olds in one day. The percentage that it went up for 18-year-olds total was 1,226%, according to one report. Media reports indicate that over 400,000 Swift fans registered to vote in the 2024 election for Kamala Harris because she implored them to go sign up. She did this repeatedly on social media. In this way, for many of us, she lives in the shadows. Your daughters may like her. You may hear the song in a restaurant. You may like her on with Travis Kelce. But behind the scenes, I'm going to tell you something. She got a spell on these girls. And she's doing it through social media where the parents don't see it and they don't know. And there's conservative parents everywhere that your daughters are being affected by this and you don't know it. They're not even of voting age yet. But they will be. And that's where she does it. She doesn't go on the Travis Kelce podcast and talk about Marsha Blackburn and hate Trump and abortion and LGBTQ+, and Trump's a racist. She doesn't do that. She does it in the neat little confines of the people that love her most. The ones that will follow her lead quietly, but militantly at the same time because they just go out in droves, and then they get a friend, and they get a friend, and they get a friend. If you're listening to this show right now, conservative politics and conservatism in America are important to you. They mean something. Taylor Swift is trying to stop you and everything you believe in. She's doing it in a way that you won't always see. She's that smart. She's that good. And the numbers, the receipts are there. They cannot be argued. Her impact was shown in one demographic in the last presidential election. Kamala Harris gained votes for the Democrats in one demographic category. We do these by gender, by race, by religion, by white collar, blue collar, college educated, non, all these different demographics, right? Okay? There's only one place that Kamala Harris gained in the 2024 election over 2020 for the Democrats. And that was white women. This was a black female candidate that gained with white women. There was only one demographic that she gained over Joe Biden. Now, you may say she would have gained that anyway, and she may have. The numbers may be much more than the 400,000. But 400,000 votes in a presidential election spread across the proper states? Because where is she most popular? Taylor Swift is most popular in the suburbs. She's most popular in the South. She's not the most popular in Seattle, where grunge music started. Probably not even L.A. or New York City. Not Chicago. No, it's the suburbs. It's the rural area. She has major impact and major influence. Taylor Swift has a chance to win me back. I like her. In many ways, I like her. I can't tell you how much I respect her. But she's on the other team. She's my same frenemy as Mayor Q. I hear Mayor Q on with Pete. I want to like the guy. He blocks me from social media. I don't like a lot of his politics, but I think I like the guy. I think I like Taylor Swift. She's grown up now. You know, I didn't used to like Brittany Mahomes at all. I can tolerate Brittany Mahomes now. These young women go through things that you look at and you go, oh gosh, I just can't take it. It's too dramatic. But they grow up and they've grown up. And I like her. I really do. But she's not on our side. And her vision for America, at least to this point, was either uninformed or she thought, this is good for business. I've got these girls under my skin. I've got them all wrapped around my finger here. And they'll come along with me to do what I want them to do. That was the woke era. That was the era where everybody was supposed to think the same thing. I have hope that what we heard on this podcast was Taylor Swift saying, I'm really not partisan. Some of the things that I said in the past, I regret. She's not going to say that publicly, but maybe she does. Maybe she looks at it now and goes, it was all overblown. I was young, hormones, rage, all of those things. I'm a grown woman now. I've learned a lot more. I've seen the world. America's not a bad place. Trump isn't a racist. He's not evil. He's not a dictator. Maybe she's thinking those things. If she is, she's got a chance to take it all back with me, and I'll jump on the bandwagon. The date is December 7th. It's the night of the Kennedy Center honors that Trump announced yesterday, where we wrongfully thought Cindy Crawford was going in and not Broadway actor. Is it Michael Crawford, Mark?
Yes, Michael Crawford, former Phantom of the Opera lead.
The original Phantom of the Opera. That's cool. So we got that. We just figured Trump must be a supermodel.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So she can get it all back with me that night, and she doesn't have to say anything political. If she shows up at the Kennedy Center and honors George Strait and his contributions to country music, which is where she comes from, and sings a George Strait song and salutes him and stays completely out of politics, I'll take all of it back. Just show up and sing. Let everybody know that you're open to everyone and everything. A true liberal espouses complete and utter tolerance of all people, but they themselves never tolerate the right under any circumstances, for any reason. Even if it means, hey, my streets are safer, we're still not going to tolerate the right. Hey, the border's closed, that's good for us, we're still not going to tolerate the right. Oh, there's wars being ended around the world, we're still not going to tolerate the right. The economy's better, the stock market's up, my taxes are lower, we're still not going to tolerate the right. That's not truly opening up to all things. Taylor Swift's a grown woman. She's a billionaire. She's incredibly talented and gifted. She seems like a wonderful person. I think I'd love to have coffee with her. I don't think she'd be for me as a partner, but that's a whole different story. I need somebody, well, my wife's to the right of me. I'll just tell you right now, she is, and she's awesome that way. She doesn't care for Taylor Swift. But if Tay-Tay shows up December 7th, because that show is about honoring, George Strait doesn't play that night. You go there and you honor these people. And the biggest people in the world come and recognize the biggest artists in the world. Nothing would speak more volumes. She doesn't have to get political. She doesn't have to go to Instagram. She doesn't have to register people to vote. She doesn't have to say a thing. If she shows up December 7th and plays for George Strait, tells me she's all grown up. And she realizes that the mistakes she made picking sides during the woke era in America will not age well. Her comments have not aged well, and they won't age well. It's a simple little deal. Let's go, Taylor. December 7th, Kennedy Center. I'm sure they would love to have you sing to George Strait.